it's all in vain. You call me insane, but with every blow, my spirit grows. And through the wind and rain, I rise from the flames, and I'm born again. You might not be down, I think it's over now. That's not the end of the game, I'm born again. I might be dead and gone, but you'll be dead wrong. But through the wind and rain, I rise from the flames, and I'm born again. I've had my highs and lows, and the whole world knows. They think it's all in vain, and call me insane. But with every blow, my spirit grows. And through the wind and rain, I rise from the flames, and I'm born again. all in vain. Don't call me insane, but with every blow, my spirit grows. And through the wind and rain, I rise from the flames, and I'm born again. You might not be down, I think it's over now. That's not the end of the game, I'm born again. I might be dead and gone, but you'll be dead wrong. But through the wind and rain, I rise from the flames, and I'm born again. I've had my highs and lows, and the whole world knows. They think it's all in vain, and call me insane. But with every blow, my spirit grows. And through the wind and rain, I rise from the flames, and I'm born again. You might not be down, I think it's over now. That's not the end of the game, I'm born again. I might be dead and gone, but you'll be dead wrong. But through the wind and rain, I rise from the flames, and I'm born again. I've had my highs and lows, and the whole world knows. They think it's all in vain and call me insane. But with every blow, my spirit grows, and through the wind and rain, I rise from the flames, and I'm born again. You might not be down, I think it's over now. That's not the end of the game, I'm born again. I might be dead and gone, but you'll be dead wrong. But through the wind and rain, I rise from the flames, and I'm born again. I've had my highs and lows, and the whole world knows. They think it's all in vain and call me insane. But with every blow, my spirit grows, and through the wind and rain, I rise from the flames, and I'm born again.
Waiting for Hello, everyone, and welcome on into the Esports World Cup Community Cup featuring Rocket League. I'm Rome, joined alongside Hercules and Corelli, and this week we've got EU, and we are so ready for it. Corelli, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Like you said, we've got to see South America. We've gotten to see MENA. This week we get to see Europe, and we've got some fun teams to watch today.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite regions of like all time. Just because like the bubble scene, even for a lot of regions, there's like big gap. But for some reason, EU it still continues to stay fairly close. So I know it'll be a great weekend no matter what.
For sure. I mean, there's a lot of amazing teams that we've got already signed up today that I'm looking at. It's gonna be a jam-packed, awesome day. So if you're a fan of EU from top to bottom, you're gonna want to stick in today, because guess what? There is so many awesome players that are on the come up, ready to prove their point. And then we also got some juggernauts as well. But do not forget that this is all leading up to the Esports World Cup featuring Rocket League, going down in Riyadh, August 22nd through the 25th. It's gonna be absolutely incredible. 16 of the best teams, from all across the United States and the rest of the world going to be battling it out for their share of $500,000. So it's going to be absolutely incredible. All different regions battling it out. You're not going to want to miss it. I mean, we could talk about it all day long. I mean, tell me about it. The Esports World Cup featuring Rocket League, it just keeps on growing, man.
No, yeah, it is a pretty big event for those of y'all that paid attention to it last year. It has only gotten bigger and crazier. So many more titles have been going down already. It is literally happening right now as well. Rocket League, I believe, is their last event, so they closed off with the best. They say the best for last kind of vibes. But no, I am super stoked. There's so many more fun elements to the event in person that I don't want to spoil too much. You guys are going to have to watch and find out what those are. But for now, we get to focus a little bit more region to region.
Oh yeah, and let's check out what these regions are going to be battling it out for today. So, as we remember from the previous 2 weekends, first place is going to be walking home with $5,500. Second place going to be walking home with $3,000, nothing too shabby whatsoever. And third and fourth are also going to be walking away with $2,000 each. So there is a lot on the line for these remaining 8 teams that we have left. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these teams. Let's look at Group A. So over in Group A, we are going to have Carmine Corp going up against Wild. Then we are going to have Resolve going up against Young Unks, and that right there should be a really, really interesting match. So tell me a little bit more about Group A, Corelli.
Well, Group A, they've got the juggernaut here, I think, for this tournament. We've always got one or two in all the regions that we've seen so far, and for Europe, it's going to be K-Corp. They've been up and down in a tournament like this with teams that are, I think most people would rate well below them in some cases, or at least minorly below them. So that's what's actually going to make it kind of interesting is, what kind of form K-Corp are in, but they're certainly the best team here, or at least by namesake. But outside of that, I mean, you got a lot of RLCS teams that we've seen over the years, at least RLCS names. Wild is one of them. We've seen them play a few times. GridServe Resolve, we've seen them play. Unk Status, or Young Unks rather. These are players that we've seen in RLCS as well. So for Group A, I mean, you're getting a good combination of players that you've seen at the top level throughout the entirety of this year.
Okay. So, Hercules, I'm going to come to you and ask you this question. Out of this group, yes, we know Carmine Corp are the juggernauts. Who is your sneaky squad of Group A to maybe pull out some upsets?
Oh, man. I mean, honestly, it could be either of the other 3 teams. I am a pretty big fan of this Resolve roster. I think that they had a pretty decent run back in RLCS and were kind of figuring themselves out. So, yeah, that squad of, like, Yvonne, Cash, and Raziers, I feel like probably would be the most capable to make a crazy run. But I don't know. I leave it up to Unk Status to make the quote-unquote upset, even though it wouldn't necessarily be one. I leave it up to them to be my crazies.
All right, fair enough. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at Group B then. So, all right, we've got Pluvo Plays Like, and then we've got them going up against Hag. All right, and then we've got Jobless going up against F4WD. So all 4 of these squads, a lot of players might not know them as much. Jobless, and GridServe, a little bit, more probably no names coming out of this one. But Corelli, go ahead and talk to me about Group B.
Yeah, you pointed out Jobless is certainly the team to look at there. That's Ixo, Nats, and Oli. That'll be an interesting one, or interesting team to watch. Expectations are pretty high for players like that. We've seen Forward a few times, or at least some combination of Forward in RLCS, and so they'll be a team to look out for in Group B. When it comes to the upper side of things there, Hag, that's Growly and Astral and Hyder. So should be a decently matched team against Pluvo. Pluvo plays like a rat. Of course, including Pluvo, Ethan, and Jazzy. So for Group B, you don't have Jobless is that superstar team, in my opinion. And outside of that, I would expect them to do well in Group B, but I do think that Group B might throw us for a little bit of a spin.
All right.
I'm in the same boat.
You're in the same boat? You feel like it's Jobless or bust here?
No, I think Group B is that team that, like, you'll think one thing's going to go down, it'll be something else, or you'll get all the Game 5s in the world, and it's going to be the crazy OT, you can't figure it out. So, yeah, same boat.
All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff bracket. Once you get through groups, if you are able to be top 3 in your group, you will make it to tomorrow's playoff bracket. If you win outright today, guess what? You're going straight to the semifinals. But if you end up losing one of the matches and dropping down, you are going to be in that quarterfinal matchup. So everyone wants to make it to the semifinals automatically, obviously, because guess what? You're guaranteed top 4 if you do, and you're guaranteed a piece of that prize pool, which is massive. So, I mean, we talked about the format before, and honestly, I've been loving the way that it's been playing out.
Yeah, it's kind of fun because realistically, the teams that are playing in both groups, they just need to win one game. If you win one game, you at least get yourself to Sunday, and that's kind of the important thing to note here. Obviously, if you win your first and second game, you'll be put into those semifinals in the middle of your screen. But if you go 1-1, you'll get put into the quarterfinals, but you at least get to Sunday, you at least get a shot into the prize pool here. So you just got to come out with a win, baby.
Yep. That's all that matters, really. Let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule for today. Up first, we've got the squad that a lot of people have probably been coming here looking for. Carmine Corp going up against Wild, and then we've got Grid Serve Resolve going to be going up against Young Unks. Then we got Hag going up against Pluvo, plays like a rat. And then Forward versus Jobless to finish things off, at least for round 1, our first half of our games today. And then we get to see exactly where everyone moves on in the bracket. And then we'll have our final 4 matches of the day. And that's going to be it. But let's go ahead and take a look at our first match a little bit closer and personals. We've got Carmine Corp going up against Wild. Corelli, talk to me.
Big matchup, I think, for Wild here. You get a shot at the Kings right off the bat here in this tournament, and I think that's maybe the best opportunity that you're going to get, because after they get their first game, they're going to get warmed up, they're going to get acclimated, so you might be able to get out a sucker punch here in this series. But expectations are for KC to do pretty well here in Group A. For Wild, they have a ton of skill. Noah Saki, he's been talked about quite a bit over the last couple of years in his runs. But I do think that K-Corp should be comfortably favored. It's just about how they're going to come out. Because like I said, they're a team that have dropped series to teams that you would otherwise expect them to just kind of crush. So that's why I'm kind of hedging my take here, because we've seen K-Corp come out slow and have troubles against some teams.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, Herc, are you in the same boat right here? Are you feeling like this is a potential, like, okay, watch out, Carmine Corp, don't be too comfortable?
Yes and no. I think Carmine Corp, they're one of those teams that go into pretty much every series with a level of respect for their opponents. But it's like Crowley said, and pretty much all of chat and the rest of the world knows, we're all kind of just waiting to see how Casey's going to roll up. If it's going to be, land online Casey that, nobody in the world can get past, or if you get like a little bit of a coin flip. I know on Twitter, they've got some grudges being held right now. So I'm sure that plays into how intense they're going to be over the weekend. So yeah, I feel like right now it's Wild's match to try and upset, but definitely not to be counted out.
Yeah, we love it. The grudges, the Twitter beef, we'll take it all. And I mean, ready to go in Europe as well. I mean, we're up bright and early here in America, but in Europe, guess what? It's the middle of the day. I mean, they are ready and locked in to go on this one. It is going to be a good time, but let's talk about predictions now. So this matchup, it might be a little lopsided, might be a little closer, but I want to hear your guys' predictions personally. So Corelli, I'll ask you first. How are you feeling this goes down?
Yeah, despite everything I said, I'm still going K Corp here. I'll give one game over to Wild. I'll say 3-1 K Corp.
Okay.
I that's pretty valid and along the lines of me. I'd give it a 3-1 at the most probably right now, but yeah, K Corp all the way.
Okay, fair enough. I will say, you know what? I was going to say 3-1, but since you guys are both saying it, I'm going to be a little bit different. I'm going to go 3-0 to start the day. I think Karmine Corp is going to come in hot. They've looked at the other, the other top teams in the regions that we've covered already go on to win the tournament. So I'm sure they're sitting here thinking, you know what? Let's do the same thing. It is going to be a good time. I cannot wait for it. I mean, Hurt, let's talk about it, man. These squads getting ready to start this thing up. It's the Esports World Cup Community Cup featuring Rocket League. We're about to get this thing underway for Europe.
Oh yeah, this is an exciting first matchup, to be honest. I think mainly because we're all gonna get our question answered of how does K Corp look. We haven't gotten to see them in a little while. Of course, they missed out on the last major, and it's just been this really wavy, rocky battle for them over in EU. So we all know what they're capable of, but on the flip side of things, I mean, you can't count out Wild. Like Corelli said, this is a team that, we've heard of for years. It's just a matter of finding that right combination for them, and so there's a chance that this could be it.
Yeah, and if you are Karmine Corp, you've got that target on your back. These other squads, they're sitting here saying, okay, yes, you're the clear-cut favorites. That means you have to play like it, and you have to be on point at all times, because every single one of these teams, they are coming for the crown that Karmine Corp is currently wearing. But I know that KC definitely want to go through this one clean, because like I said, the other squads that we've seen, the other top teams in each region, they haven't dropped a series yet.
No, they have not. So, yeah, right now, I will say for those first 40 seconds to be scoreless, that's not a bad shot from Wild. They have had to play a fair bit of defense so far. Not too bad. Rise gonna pinch this one down off the ground, back up to himself. Just trying to work around Wild, but Wild knows you gotta play a pretty fast game against Karmine Corp, and for the time being, they've been able to match their energy not too roughly.
Yeah, I mean, Karmine Corp is one of the most gifted all-around squads. I mean, when you look at them individually, I mean, you look at what this squad has done, what they've all achieved. It's just really honestly incredible whenever you get a squad of this many talented players to just be able to witness it. And honestly, remember it while it lasts, because so many awesome rosters in Rocket League, they're there and then they're gone, and then you're like, man, that was a great squad. Don't you remember that squad? So we got to appreciate them while they're here. And this is definitely one of my favorite rosters that's been put together in Europe.
Honestly, valid. Yeah, I will say Karmine Corp is one of those teams that is stuck together for a minute holy double off the ground, but that's a great save from Noasaki too. Just great patience on it. Quick counter from Goffs. Was that a bump play to take him off of it? I saw Rise's initial touch, but Goffs reset over a Tau. It's just a rough landing for Rise.
Yeah, definitely a rough one for sure. But either way, Wild respond with the counterattack and are able to get on the board first. So, I mean, we talked about it. I mean, hey, listen, they're going to be coming in ready to roll and showing it already. Wild getting the first one in this Community Cup. It's going to be feeling great for them. Because like you stated, if you're able to keep Karmine Corp from getting that first goal, that's going to be massive for you.
It really is, and the same thing can be said, though, that you have to be prepared for what the response is going to be. You can see how quickly things are coming out already. The passive play, the double, the follow-up from a Tau. I expected a response quickly. I didn't know how fast, but great control from Vatira to really center that up off the backboard for a Tau, and there you have it. Just like that, Karmine Corp tie up game one.
Yeah, all three players for Karmine Corp getting involved there. You see the assist coming out, then the demo coming through just to make sure there's not going to be that second defender there. Karmine Corp almost able to punch in a second one, but it's going to be heading back the other way. Atau's going to need to clear this one, and he's going to be able to right off of the post. My goodness, Atau. That was an incredible save. Nice clutch up. Trying to make sure that they have at least a tie game halfway through this one.
A couple of crazy setups here from Wild, but again, like you said, you got to give it to Karmine Corp defensively. This is one of the best teams, not only in Europe, but at one point in time in the entire world. They're just, again, trying to get themselves back on the same footing and connection that they had before. But for now, it looks like they're getting back into it. Rise fakes the reset, uses it late, delayed into the net, and Karmine Corp take that lead.
Yeah, I mean, this is just insane. From Rise gets the reset and says, I'll take it all the way. Guides it right over the Blast Defender. Man, Karmine Corp, like we stated, they can show flashes of brilliance in an instant.
Well, I mean, I would not expect less. This, again, at one point in time, this was the G2 of Europe, so they have more than have the capability to really find themselves. And like I said, I mean, side stuff out there, but on Twitter, they've all three been just talking about how motivated they've been to try and refine their footing and connection with each other again. And it seems to have been working in their time off a little bit here. And, you know, honestly, props to them for playing in this. I know a lot of the times top teams really just want to, you know, continue to take their break and just focus on scrims, but Karmine Corp, they want to win every opportunity given to them right now.
I mean, sometimes you got to look at, you know, community cups like this and say, you know what, sometimes this is the best scrims that we can get because we're able to potentially try new things. You know, we're able to, you know, maybe also get some really good competition. You're able to see, you know, what happens when people are absolutely giving their 100% all against you, because if a top team's playing against another top team, like you stated, they might hold back a little bit. They might do just what's the bare minimum, what's, you know, just enough what's necessary to win, you know. And I think that right there is a big thing, is if Karmine Corp are able to use these community cups to get better and prepare for, you know, the Esports World Cup featuring Rocket League that's coming up, then they're going to be in a really good state as a team.
Yeah, we will definitely see them in their next event, whenever that is. But for now, 34 seconds into this one, shot on target. Tao sends this one off about mid. Goffs getting chased down by Rise. Their follow-up is coming on. Great save from Noasaki. 22 on the clock. And I gotta commend Wild on their counters. Their saves have been fairly consistent, but the fact that they are able to transition out as fast as they have been is a great sign, especially when playing against KC.
Yeah, I mean, overall, a super close game for sure played out from Wild in game number one. I mean, able to get the first goal. Yes, Karmine Corp answered back, but it wasn't an easy road to victory here in game number one for Karmine Corp. They were definitely tested, and, you know, they definitely showed up and answered the call.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, you got to give it to Wild, though. They were first on the board, so that in itself is a good, decent sign of confidence, right? But Karmine Corp, that second save was nuts. I'm pretty sure it's the one coming up after this. Yeah, off the backboard, right over to a Tao. But this solo play from Rise was so nasty. He delayed, I'm sorry, I have to talk about it, but he delayed the reset and then used it to get over last defender. Just absolutely nasty all the way around. I love the showing from KC we're getting. I will say, though, the fact that it is a one-goal game probably isn't quite up to the standards that they have for themselves.
Oh, very much so. But, you know, we've seen, you know, some of these top squads going up against these teams that they're, you know, the quote-unquote clear favorite over, and, you know, coming out and having close early games, close series. Even if it's a 3-0, it might be, you know, a bunch of 1- and 2-goal games, and maybe even an overtime thrown in there. So, you know, we've seen this before from the top teams, so it's probably nothing to get too rattled about. But at the same time, yes, Karmine Corp are definitely going to be still leaning forward on the edge of their seats a little bit, saying, all right, this squad, they aren't going to give it to us easy. We gotta, you know, we got to put it all together still, even against a squad like this, like Wild, because they're going to be giving it their absolute all. And oh man, almost starting off early. Karmine Corp again, but another save going to be coming through from Goffs.
I will give it to them. Their kickoff strats are pretty intense to have to defend against. So Wild just playing patient game. Same with Vatira, was trying to get around last, but back into the middle we go. Here comes a Tao. 50 goes to the sidewall here, and Vatira is going to take it. Enough boost in the tank, past tempo. Angle off the crossbar, in, out. And I got to give it to Karmine Corp. That was a decent amount of pressure. About 30 seconds of that was probably all them.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like they're going to be letting up anytime soon as Vatira takes this one up. Goffs is going to be able to intercept this one, trying to get the clear out. It looks like they're going to be successful, but just for how long is just like that? Karmine Corp getting possession, send it off the backboard up to the side, and Rise going to pop this one up, just give themselves an opportunity and a chance, gets it centered. It gets snuffed down by Noah. He's able to pinch it down on the ground for the save, and now Tao trying to figure out exactly how to get this one back into the center, but not able to find that, as Wild's defense has been able to stop the pressure coming in from KC, and just off of the pressure, Noasaki able to take it all down with the help from the demo.
That is such a clear-cut play, too. I got to give it to him. Noasaki, the original Part of that play, though, is him just completely breaking ankles on a Tau. But the demo, the only reason that one found its way through, great teamwork and, honestly, a play put together from Wild first on the board. We've seen this, though, and those responses from Karmine Corp tend to come in pretty quickly, and they're already working their way to try and respond.
Yeah, and Goff's looking to win out that challenge, is going to be able to stop the momentum just slightly. Right now, Karmine Corp find themselves down yet again in another game. So the question is, are they going to be able to answer back again and have Wild learn from their mistakes? And it looks like they have, because they're going to be improving their advantage to 2-0.
Yeah, it's really just about beating out that last defender there, and Tempo's speed on this one. Rise just can't quite match it, unfortunately. Just facing backwards, Karmine Corp down by 2 with 3:22 left to go. They've had a decent amount of pressure against Wild. The thing that's really just been hindering them is Wild's quick transitions. That is what's beat them out twice now. So Karmine Corp got to try and formulate some sort of a plan of their own to respond to this one. Off the ceiling, a Tau pinched to the ground, tried to find Vatira, but the intercepts from Wild are just too consistent.
Yeah, the play was definitely there. Great chance for Karmine Corp, but the defense has been very solid. That clear almost goes directly into the net. Nice save coming in from Tempo to keep things at a cushion for Wild. So Tau tried to get a touch onto it, wasn't able to. Gonna have to re-corral this one. Vatira able to pop it up nicely, but not able to get the block, as this one's gonna go right back into the Karmine Corp half. And Karmine Corp having to start over so many times on the offensive end in this game number 2. Gotta give it up to Wild, honestly. They've been playing an exceptional game number 2.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody counted them out. I think it was more expected that this was going to be maybe a 3-0 or a 3-1, but extremely close. That's the key word, is how close each individual game is going to be. Again, Karmine Corp haven't quite looked up, like themselves in the past, and it doesn't mean that they're playing bad by any means. It just means it isn't quite as a shutout as it used to be before. And you see Tempo, that touch there, pops that one up, forces Karmine Corp to just retry again. Vatira very low on boost. A lot of these shots have been high. So that's not a great sign for Karmine Corp if you want to try and find 2 goals in the next minute 40-ish or so there. But it also is going to be a lot harder if this turns into 3.
Very much so, as the pressure right now from Wild is mounting, but the defense is strong, holding for Karmine Corp. And now back the other way. This is the counterattack that Wild have to be weary of. This is how they could potentially get back into this game. There we go. Vatira able to get it past one. Just got to get it past another. Is going to be able to, but not going to be on target. There comes the center out. Rise, can he get the center? Looks like a pass right back to Tau, who wasn't quite ready to take a shot on goal. Is, man, off the backboard. That one's going to be a little bit dangerous for Wild. They're going to need to figure out how to get this clear, and they are going to be able to by the skin of their teeth. Wow, that was another close call. Karmine Corp, they are putting it on them, but Wild are holding strong.
Yeah, they've been doing fairly well as far as defending. A lot of these shots from Karmine Corp are coming their way, but I do gotta admit, Karmine Corp, like you said, there's a little bit of hesitation on a couple of these shots, mainly just because out of frustration, they're just trying to keep that pressure consistent. It just hasn't quite been the cleanest. Like, we've seen a couple of these shots have been very, very high, wide. They're slow floaters out to the corner there. Nothing really quite turning into a play, which turns these into decently easy saves for Wild. But Vatira, 0 boost. The Tau's up next, another interceptive touch. It's just really Wild playing a close man-to-man game right now that is frustrating Karmine Corp, and then they're kind of just beating out themselves.
Yeah, it seems like they're just kind of throwing paint at a wall and hoping something sticks right now, and absolutely nothing is, as that's going to be Wild picking up a game. So we got ourselves a tied-up series in a best-of-5, and that means it's down to a best-of-3 at this point. So Wild, I mean, anything can happen now.
Yeah, really, honestly, anything can happen. Again, like we talked about, a lot of people were wondering, what Karmine Corp are we going to be getting today? And right now, that first one looks a little bit more along the lines of what most people would hope for. Second one was slowed down so much, really just due, in fact, to Wild's defense was so clean cut in that second game there. But I think the thing that helped them the most is getting that first goal on the board. Them taking that lead early, forcing Karmine Corp to work a little bit harder than they would like to in the early stages of a game. That's a very surefire way to play the rest of your match confidently.
Oh yeah, they've been able to pick up the first goal twice now in both of these games. The question is, are they going to be able to do it for a third time? If they can, that's going to be huge for their confidence. I mean, it's going to massively boost it if you are the side of Wild. And if you're Karmine Corp, you understand how important this first goal can be. You do not want to give up that momentum that you're starting to build up. And here we go. Just like that, already a nice shot going to be coming in from Rise, barely off the post.
It's so hard because they have so many very, very quality opportunities that they create from themselves. It's not even that they're being handed them. They are literally creating them. But right now, accuracy has just been a hindrance and a thorn in their side. It has got to be beyond frustrating to have had so many chances and just it is right off the post, right off the crossbar, and then Wild quickly just take a turnaround. They clear it out, and their follow-ups are so quick that Karmine Corp, again, they are having to match Wild's pace right now, which is something very different for them.
Yeah, and it's really awesome to watch, honestly. Now we have to see exactly how Karmine Corp are going to be able to adjust in this series overall, because Wild definitely overall have the momentum, even though it is a tied series, as Vatira almost able to get it past one, but Goff's able to save that one at the last second. So another clear going to be coming in from Wild. He gets it past Rise over to the backboard, and nothing going to be there just quite yet for Wild, but still able to stop the pressure that Karmine Corp started to build up.
I do like a lot of these demos coming out. You see Vatira, he was up. I think he got like one or two, but just forcing Wild to be sent back in their own half, allowing Karmine Corp to transition out. That is a great plan at this point, especially if you're getting boxed in for so long. But the problem is Wild is returning the aggression, and it's forcing Karmine Corp's plays to get cut off in its tracks, and it's a lot harder for them to find each other. So Vatira off the ceiling, going to attempt a solo play off this one. It's a great shot, but an even better save from Goff.
Yeah, now Rise going to be rising on up, trying to set up an opportunity for himself, but the demo comes out and the defense still there. I mean, that's been really the story of the last 10 minutes or so, has been Karmine Corp having these incredible setups, these incredible chances, but the defense from Wild barely able to hang on and keep it at bay. So right here, Vatira and Karmine Corp, they need to find something. They need to find something to give themselves a little bit of hope in this game number 3.
I will say, Karmine Corp, a lot of their bread and butter are passing plays, and usually it is to the backboard followed with somebody's psycho follow-up. The thing is, Wild is very aware of that, and they have done a great job of just cutting Karmine Corp off. A lot of just these single touches just completely stop a play in its tracks. So solo plays might be the answer. You might have to continue to send Vatira up to try and find a couple of those demos, open up some sort of a path for Rise or a Tau there. But for now, Wild, they just continue to fling that ball towards that backboard. This time it gets handed straight on back, but 2 minutes to go and completely scoreless on the board here. Pressure clearly is starting to build up. It's just a question of who's going to be the first to crack.
Yeah, you can feel it with both of these squads. Neither one wants to be the first one to give up that early goal. Both squads playing a little bit more safe. Not sorry is another shot coming out for Tau. Not able to convert. Noasaki there on the defensive end. Wild trying to get the clear out of their half, and they are going to be able to. Here comes the counterattack yet again. This one's going to be going off the backboard, off to the side. Noasaki able to get a touch to it. Can he find the center? No, takes the shot himself instead. That one's going to get recentered in another opportunity, but Vatira is on the line, able to keep that one from going in. And if Wild would have gotten that one right there, I mean, shoot. If you're Karmine Corp now, you're really starting to get some hot water.
Oh, yeah. It definitely could have been over right there. I even just... Oh, man. Every opportunity from Karmine Corp, though, it just feels decently and of quality, but the Wild defense, they are so patient and in terms of making sure every touch lands. So I got to give it to them. A minute left to go. It is fairly equal with Wild just a little bit ahead in terms of control on this game number 3 right here. But whoever takes this one, you're headed to match point. So it's a fairly big deal. Goss off the backboard, just trying to keep this one out. And again, looking for those clears. That's a great challenge from Rise. This one doesn't find its way on in though. and 38 on the clock. Karmine Corp finally, all the pressure in the world. It's a center and nothing to find its way in.
I thought that was going to be it for sure. That was so dangerous in front of the Wild net. It was one of the few opportunities where there really wasn't anyone there to put a hand up. Oh my goodness. The pass and play down to Tempo. That was almost absolutely insane coming in from Wild. Something that Karmine Corp almost wasn't ready for, but last second saves yet again are the name of the game in this one. It's got overtime written all over it, but we've seen a lot of 0-second goals, and who knows, this might be another one. It's Tao gonna be leaving it off for a teammate. Demo comes out. Are they gonna be able to keep it up? That's the question. No, they aren't. We're heading to OT.
Yeah, this one hits the ground. We're going to see ourselves in a very high-pressure OT at that. Off the kickoff, falls into the hands of Rise. Half a tank of boost to work with, reset over one, but Goffs really has been that difference maker defensively. Just every single touch he throws out there, it lands against KC. And Noah Saki just trying to drive his team forward. It works. Tempo up next to the ceiling, to the backboard. Great read from Vatira. And Karmine Corp just slowly, as time goes on, getting boxed in their half, but a clear gives them breathing room.
Great clear for sure. And I mean, in these OTs, those clears are massive. You don't want that pressure mounting up for 20, 30, 45 seconds, even a minute sometimes is what Karmine Corp are able to do. But really, Wild have done a good job of making sure that those, constant onslaughts from Karmine Corp haven't been able to come through. And Wild have really been the ones able to put a lot of pressure onto Karmine Corp, surprisingly, in this game number 3. And Karmine Corp having to play a little bit of defense, probably a little more than they were expecting, honestly. But hey, props to Wild for being able to put the pressure onto them. It's another great chance coming in for Karmine Corp.
I mean, you can see Vatiro lurking on that third man, too. He didn't go for the demo off that one. It could have actually opened something there, but instead, just a nice, clean shot. Another save from Noah Saki. That demo came through, though. Now it's a 2v1. Rise and Vatiro on Tempo. Tempo coming out successful still, though. And like you said, Wild, they're playing a lot of defense. The same can be said for Karmine Corp. The difference is Wild has just been so much cleaner, mainly because they've had to, save what feels like a million times more shots than what Karmine Corp has had to do. Wild, has just been playing a little bit more of a patient game right now, letting these shots come to them, be thrown at their faces, and then wait for those transitions out.
Yeah, I mean, Karmine Corp are well above double digits when it comes to shots on target so far, and the fact that Wild have been able to hold it off, just super impressive all around. As you can see yet again, more bumps coming out, but that one not able to connect to give Karmine Corp that lead. Oh my goodness, that would have been massive if they could have gotten that lead in the series right there off that one. A big sigh of relief for them for sure, but they're not able to get it yet again, and Wild, hang on, they are still in this, man.
I mean, that's what I like about EU so much, is that you really cannot count anybody out. I mean, that goes to show for pretty much every single region, but this is one of the closer ones. And here comes a Tao again, another shot on target sent off by Noah Saki, and I gotta just hand it to Wild. Again, I talked about that patient game there. You saw it turned into a 1v1. This one off the ceiling, dropped down from Noah Saki.
That was so perfect.
And this one finds its way in. And that is the exact play that I was waiting to see happen again. Wild, they let those shots get taken at them. And then when there was that one opportunity to clear, they do so. But the follow-ups are just so fast right now that Karmine Corp just kind of struggling to defend them.
I mean, Tempo right there just had really the play of the series, in my opinion. He completely faked out the defense, made them think that he was going to go for the shot attempt, but no, decided to take it up the wall and right off the ceiling for a great drop-down pass. And, I mean, listen, I don't think Karmine Corp read that one because I didn't see it coming. I didn't expect it. But guess what? Rise wasn't able to get there in time, and Noah Saki able to put it away. And now something I don't know if many people expected, but Wild up 2-1 in the series. And who knows, Karmine Corp, you might be going down to that lower side of the bracket for your group, but I don't know. If that does happen, I will be shocked. But hey, 2 games in a row, Karmine Corp, you got to do it now.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure now for KC to try and get back into this one. It's not even, they're really not playing like a bad game. It just really isn't the cleanest, and I think a lot of it is honestly readable from Wild. They know defensively that they can just allow KC to take those shots at them. They have their backboard cover. They have the low ground, protected. It's just a matter of letting KC wear themselves out and then taking that first initial clear, but more importantly, having a solid follow-up to that long touch. So right now, KC, they've had their quality shots, their quality plays, their passing plays that everybody knows and love. The problem is the closeout is what is missing. So Wild on match point here in game number 4, looking to close things out and send Karmine Corp running to the other side of the bracket.
Will you be able to do it, Wild? Can you do what some people might consider the impossible, but you probably came in today thinking that this is highly probable. We might be able to shock the world, take out this squad, send them down to that lower side of the bracket where, I mean, anything can happen down there. We have seen some gnarly series go down in that elimination matchup to see who makes it into Sunday. So you don't want to be in that position, whether you're the favorite or not.
No, you definitely don't. I mean, it doesn't matter how good you are. Nobody wants to lose their first series like we've talked about. If you win that first one, it just makes the weekend so much easier for you. This is a floater, though, from Vatira, pass from Atao. And that is some hope for KC and the fans.
Yeah, a lot of hope, a lot of needed hope as well, because, I mean, the first goal hasn't went their way now 3 times in a row. So if they are finally able to get the 4th, I mean, it's definitely going to be feeling good for this squad. So if they can keep this one rolling and in their control, then who knows, we might be pushed to a Game 5 in our first series.
It's very, very possible. Here comes Vatira around the corner. This one sent off Noasaki. Goff's going to pop this one up. And that is a great one from Rise. Takes it away, 50s it down, keeps it in favor of Karmine Corp, but gets demoed back for his effort forward. Past center, Vatira, this one's high and wide. He tries to double it to keep that pressure on, but rest of Karmine Corp backed off just in preparation of any of those wild clears that we've been seeing for the past few games.
Yeah, now it's going to be up to Wild to answer the call, and not quite able to, because this pressure coming in from Karmine Corp, it is starting to really pay dividends for them, as finally they're able to find some cracks in this Wild defense that it seems so strong through 3 games.
Yeah, it looked crazy strong. They looked like a literal wall. Every single inch of that net was covered defensively, and Karmine Corp just could never find their way through. But as time is going on, they're starting to find their way through it with a little bit more ease than they have in the past. Last time they looked this good was game number 1, so this is a great sign for Karmine Corp. Although Wild now has that pressure, immediately gets it taken away. This one stays mid here in tempo. Gonna place it back blue side. And again, it's just a lot of bumps, a lot of, struggle to try and hold on to this ball and keep it close. The difference is Karmine Corp isn't giving Wild the time to do what they did before.
Yeah, no time, and running out of space as well, as they are just being suffocated right now. Not able to get any positive momentum just quite. That doesn't mean they won't be able to. We've seen Wild answer back and, be able to have some opportune moments, but just like this, I mean, Atao going to take full advantage of his opportunity on a wide open net, and not going to be missing that anytime, any day.
I love this play from Rise and Atao, because I think it was tempo that was last on defense there. Rise's first flick over Noasaki was crazy, but delaying it and forcing tempo to take a guess on who was going to make the touch was pretty nuts there, and creative. I got to give him that style points off that here, but great bump on Goffs. Keeping Wild just disconnected from each other is going to be really important here if you want to continue to hold on to that 3-0 lead.
Yeah, tempo tried to go for, looked like a psycho attempt. Would have maybe caught Karmine Corp off guard, as they did have all 3 players cheating up just a tad bit. And having that 3-0 advantage going to be making Karmine Corp feel a little bit more comfortable. Maybe going to be trying to, put the foot on the Wild's necks a little bit. Let them know that, hey, listen, we are the big dog for a reason, and you will respect us. If they can get a 4th one here, that'll be massive for their ego, for their pride, if you will, heading into this game number 5. I'm sure Karmine Corp understands that pushing it to that game 5, it's not guaranteed that they're going to be walking away with that victory. Wild have been showing that they've got that grit. They've got everything necessary to be able to take them out in that potential elimination game. As the center comes in, the cross was there, but just barely off target for Wild.
Yeah, pretty wide shot off that one. Great follow-up, though, for Karmine Corp. Finally doing back to Wild what's been happening to them. those first shots coming through, but Karmine Corp taking it away off the backboard. One of the few times we've seen Wild get caught off the defense, which meant that backboard wasn't as, pre-prepped to be protected right there, which is a easy, surefire way to get your follow-up shots on in. And you talk about confidence. 4-0 is a pretty confident way to be headed in, to the rest of this game number 4 here. You got just over a minute for Wild to find something. It's been quite a while since they've been able to take a couple decent shots, and 5-0 really just says absolutely not. We are headed to game 5.
Yeah, this is a statement right here from KC. They are really letting Wild know that, listen, you're not going to be taking us down. But this is important for Karmine Corp because they didn't want this to be, a 1-goal game, in overtime, a super close game heading into this game number 5, because that's going to, make Wild feel like, we've got this. But if they're able to put down a dominant performance in game number 4 like they are, that's just kind of demoralizing to Wild a little bit. I'm sure Wild might be thinking, man, like we had their number. What happened? Are we going to be able to keep this one going into that game 5? They're just scoring at will on us, and right now Karmine Corp making it look easy compared to these first 3 games.
Yeah, they definitely are doing a lot better, playing a little bit closer to Wild. So when that first touch goes off of any of the players' cars as far as Wild is going, Karmine Corp is right there ready to take it away and turn it into some sort of a play. And that speed is the difference maker between now and what we saw in the last 2 games. Karmine Corp really just finding themselves again here in this game number 4. Great big clear. Goff's going to try and stop it. Him and Tempo going to work together to just honestly find anything in this last few moments, because to be fair, Karmine Corp are playing the more exhausting game. They are trying to, come back into this one completely in general. Yes, I know this one's bouncing in, but at the same time, Wild is aware that it is a longer series for Karmine Corp to get back into, but the fact that they are doing it is a great thing.
Yeah, that 7-0 advantage, we're not going to be seeing a Brazil here, more than likely. I don't know if Wild's going to be able to get on the board, but, my goodness, this is a lot to handle right here if you are Wild. This is an onslaught coming in from KC. As yet again, it's going to be Karmine Corp needing to clutch up. They did it one time. Will they be able to do it again? That's the big question in a game 5 where so much is on the line. If Karmine Corp win that one, then they'll be feeling great heading into that matchup to potentially guarantee themselves top 4 and a piece of that prize pool. But if you lose this game 5, that is where things get a little bit worrisome for you, because that means you've got to win 2 series in a row if you want to be in that top 4 prizing. So both of these squads right here now have a super important game number 5. Who's your player to watch heading into this one, into this specific game?
Just overall, honestly, Goffs and Tempo. I know you're saying pick one, but Goffs and Tempo are kind of my 2 players right now that I'm like, where did y'all go? Because they were such big difference makers in those 2 games where Wild kind of just went crazy onto KC, and then it felt like they were a little bit more lackluster this time. You saw Tempo, getting faked out. He got mind gamed a little bit, and then it was easy to catch off the defense there. And then Goffs really wasn't as involved as he was in their more successful matches. But as far as KC's going, Rise right now, that is my player that I'm kind of waiting to see, get into the swing of things. He's been teed up so many times with, unfortunately, just more misses than hits. And I think once Rise kind of gets into that there a little bit, Karmine Corp, we could be seeing another 7-0.
Okay, fair enough. I got my eyes on Vatira personally. Vatira, he has so many clutch plays. Rise as well, but Vatira seems like he's really that glue for this squad. Whenever they need something incredible to happen, he's got a part in it somehow, some way, whether it's the assist, whether it's the pass. And already, just like that, Vatira having the nice assist setup potential for Karmine Corp, as this one might go in. Vatira going to be getting the first goal of the game in this so important best of 5.
And this is what I was talking about, right? I really wanted to see Rise get a lot more involved. That is a crazy center, because I think it was into a bump just to completely free up the net there for Vatira. So great teamwork, crazy amount of aggression. They're going to try it again off the rip here from the kickoff. No follow-up to be seen. A couple demos sending Karmine Corp back into their own half. And Wild really just trying to force this one through. They make their way into that blue side. But for now, they just continue. They're getting sent back more times than not.
Yeah, without those early demos off the kickoff, it probably would have been a 2-0, a very quick 2-0, but oh my goodness, Goffs with the clear, able to send it all the way over the defense. And I mean, yeah, nobody's able to get back in time. I mean, that's just a little bit of an overcommittal coming in from KC.
Yeah, and I've seen this a few times from Karmine Corp already where, they are, of course, they wanted to play very heavily aggressive to kind of just get back into the swing of things there, but you do have to be fairly attentive to the fact that a lot of those wild clears will be on target. So if it has the speed, it's most likely going to find its way on through. So Karmine Corp definitely going to adjust to that a little bit here as time goes on. But for now, an attempted beat out from Rise. Nowasaki saves this one, sends it off out mid. Tao's follow-up, though. This one will go in. Too fast to shut down, and Karmine Corp take a lead.
Yeah, actually kind of set it up perfectly for Tao. I mean, Tao really just read this one, honestly. Like, it wasn't really much that, the player from Wild could do with it. I think it was Nowasaki could do with it right there. So, I mean, just a great read coming in from KC. Going to be able to take that one away, and now going to be looking to build on this lead, this advantage that they've got. Yet again, Tao going to be putting in another one, 3-1 advantage. And right here, if you're Wild, this is where you got to turn on that defense that was so good in those first 3 games. You got to really bring it back and say, where is it? Because we need it right here and now.
Oh, yeah. Wild definitely, looked like they were scrambling a little bit. Even off the kickoff, it was a little questionable sending 2 people up off it and then getting caught out like that. But Karmine Corp, if you are a fan of them, you are excited to see them kind of getting into their swing of things and feeling themselves a little bit. It's how pass over to Rise. This one's sent off by Tempo. Again, that player that defensively really has kept Wild, ahead of the curve in some key moments here. And Goffs makes a really tight angle to keep Wild in the series.
That was exactly what they needed when they needed it the most. And my goodness, I mean, a crazy angle. We've seen these angles coming in from the corners, and that right there was just another one, a thing of beauty coming out. And now Wild within 1. They have a chance. It's not over yet.
No, it's definitely not over here. Karmine Corp gonna have to be prepared that Wild's gonna make a pretty solid push. And to be fair, less than 3 minutes is still a very, very long time. So a lot of things could happen. This 150's back into the hands of Goffs. Vatira tries to disrupt it, but touch goes forward. Here comes a Tao. Over 1. Vatira going to try and continue the follow-up. And double commit from Wild to just make sure this one's out. I mean, granted, yes, it's low boost, and you're just trying to help each other out in those few moments there, but that is just, it opens up too much space to allow Karmine Corp to go through. They saw a little bit. They saw some light in the tunnel there, and it's just straight shots from Vatira. Crazy pressure coming through, and a 2-goal lead for KC.
Yeah, Vatira yet again clutching up for this squad. It looked a little bit shaky there for a second. Looked like maybe Wild might be able to come back into this one, and my goodness, Rise just plays bully ball on the front lines and is able to beat him out. Just look at this. Tempo, he tried to stop it, but the momentum from Rise, was just a little too much.
Actually nasty. Rise getting back into it the way he does. Just a low, musty 50. 5-2. Karmine Corp trying to run away with things, recreate what they did in game number 4 as best as they can. Rise off the ceiling, reset over 1 to the backboard, double and in. Rise is back.
Yikes. My goodness, this is absolutely nasty work coming in from Rise off the backboard and finds the angle. My goodness, Wild probably just got to sit back and shake their heads and I mean, honestly, just sit back in awe. That was incredible right there coming in from Rise.
That was so disgusting again, and that is why that was my player to watch. We were missing that from him in those first few games there. He had so many opportunities. It just went wayside, but same can be said for Goffs. In 2 minutes, guys, you guys cannot count out Wild, obviously, for the most part. We know that, but they're trying their darnest to get back into this one. Great play there from Goffs, finds his way on through, sneaks it in under Rise, and Wild cuts that lead in half.
Yeah, Wild are going to need a goal about every 40 seconds if they want to get back into this one. which is going to be much easier said than done against this KC roster that understands the exact situation that they're in this game 5. Up 3 goals, just needing to play solid defense. Don't need to overcommit and, you know, let another potential shot come in for Wild, just like the last one did.
Yeah, you definitely got to play a little bit more of a patient game if you're Carmine Corp, because then this is going to happen. You saw those first few saves coming through. Carmine Corp looked pretty collected with themselves, but that first 50 beat out onto a towel just meant you just need one person to rush. That's what they do. They sent Goffs up. Wild finds their way onto the board, now only trailing by 2 with 1:37. This is starting to look a little bit more dangerous. Carmine Corp needs something right here, over to the corner of that first shot. Not a great sign. And Nowasaki low on boost, rises touch, at least gonna slow things down a little bit here, but Wild looking like they're getting back into it.
Yeah, as the dangerous cross comes in, but Nowasaki's gonna be there, gets the clear. Is this gonna be enough? Does it have enough juice on it? No! As the towel's gonna be there, just barely on time to save this one away. I thought that might have been another clear from the defense of Wild, turning into a potential goal, and that would have been tragic for Carmine Corp. With now just a minute remaining, Carmine Corp definitely don't want to give up this goal. They want to keep that cushion as long as possible. The double attempt coming in for Carmine Corp, but it is going to be stopped, held at the line as Tempo takes it on up. Going to need to get it past Vatira, but Vatira wins out that challenge and is going to be able to break up this offensive play. Going to be coming in for Wild, at least for now, but Goff's yet again able to get the center, gets the touch. Can he get it around the last defender? No. Another center coming out, and yet again, chances on chances for Wild to find an opportunity to get back into this game, but just nothing has come out of it quite yet in such a high-scoring game number 5.
Yeah, you can play all the solid, crazy defense you want, but if you aren't able to find your way through into the net there, it doesn't do too much for you. Vatira gonna just slow this one down. You pretty much just have to make a couple touches to yourselves, but 1 second to go, 0 on the clock. Carmine Corp, they had a rough beginning of this series here, but they fought and found their way back into it. 6-4 is the end, and a Game 5 win for KC.
Yeah, got a little bit hairy there. You know, it got a little bit shaky if you are a KC fan, but hey, they pull it out at the end of the day. They really clutched up with 2 dominating performances in Game 4 and Game 5. Even though the first 3 games, you might have said, man, where's the KC that we know and love? They answered that call with Games 4 and 5. They said, we are right here. We aren't going anywhere. So big props to KC for being able to pull it out. And those last 2 games, like I said, they were a statement.
Oh, for sure. And I do want to give a little bit of a shout out to Rise on that one. He was kind of missing a little bit. And once he started getting his confidence back and really just technique, dude, once he was into it offensively, that whole team just started to click again, and it was just too much to stop the bleeding. But also flowers over to Wild, both their matches. The fact that even was a Game 5 is kind of crazy in and of itself, and that they had started out with their own lead. So props to them. Wild isn't out just yet. They've got more bracket to cover, but we also have more bracket to cover because we've got another match coming up here right now.
Oh yeah, the next matchup on the docket for today is Grid Serve Resolve going up against Unk Status. It should be a pretty good one as we check out these squads. We've got Cash, Ivan, and Raziers going up against Creamy, Justice, and Chippy. So in this one, I'm going to ask you, who is your player to watch in this match in particular?
Probably Cash or Raziers, to be honest. Probably falls a little bit more on Cash just for me personally, because I know he's capable of being a pretty big difference maker. But as far as the Unks are going, I could honestly go all 3. It could be anybody at this point. I don't think I could choose one. This is a very young squad that we've seen all throughout, Rocket League over the years. This could go low-key either way, if I'm being completely honest. The difference being that Resolve has a little bit more RLCS experience and a little bit more success recently as far as play-ins have been concerned. So this is another one of those close matchups in my opinion. I don't think it's as gapped as most people might think.
Okay, well, I mean, Unk Status, the young squad, going to be coming in trying to make a potential upset. You know, I'm sure that most people probably have Resolve as the overall favorites in this one, even if just slightly. But I mean, right now, I will say, you know, in this young squad, they name themselves Unk status. I don't know if you name yourself Unk status unless you feel like you're a little bit more mature than, you know, people might give you credit for. Maybe they're a little bit more ready than we're ready for as well. Who knows? Maybe they'll just come out and shock us a little bit with what they've got up their sleeves.
They're probably 17 and just think that they're really, really old because of that. let's be honest. I honestly don't know how old they are, but they're probably in that like 17 to 20 range, and they're like, we're so old, it's over for us. Like, already calling themselves Unk. It's insane. But no, I am very excited for this matchup. I do got to give a shout out. Tadpole is the coach for Resolve, if you guys didn't know. So they're coming into that with a little bit of help on their end as far as like playstyles are concerned. So building those plans a little bit might help them throughout the series some. But I don't know. I guess it's low-key prediction time. We got to get into this one. I got to ask. All right, you're up first, Rome. Give me the series 2. We're going back to that.
Ooh, all right, so I'm going to give it to GridServe Resolve. I think it's going to be a 3-1. I'll say 3-1 over Unk status.
Okay. Honestly, I'm going to go the same. If not, it's for sure a game 5. I don't foresee a sweep at all. But then again, somebody could completely shut me down and make me look silly. So only one way to find out who is correct. I have Resolve winning the series overall, though. Let us know in chat who you guys got. I know channel predictions are going on right now. Go win yourself some points, and we're going to find out who comes out on top.
Yep, this is a community cup, so we love being able to get involved with the chat, you know, see your guys' predictions and what you all think is going to go down in this one. We also want to know who's your player to watch. Who do you all have your eyes on in this one as we're about to get underway? I will say I've always liked Ivan's play. You know, definitely one of the players, you know, out in Europe that, you know, I've always been a personal fan of. I just think the play style, clutch plays, ice in his veins as well. He's just got a lot of the recipe that you need to be a great player.
Oh, for sure. Ivan definitely is one of my favorites to watch out for. He's kind of been all over the scene a little bit, just trying to find that one team that really clicks and works with him. And he's found a decent amount of success with this squad here. I think that they mesh pretty decently together. But again, it's been a long off season for a couple of these players, so it's just a matter of getting back into things. And that's what Resolve's trying to prove, that they're back into it. But to be fair, the young Unks off the rip of this game 1, looking pretty good. Musty off the sidewall. Follow-up to be seen, but disrupted by Raziers. But immediately sent back. And I like this energy from the young Unks.
Yeah, you know, coming out swinging. That's what you want to see. You want to see a squad coming in here with confidence and, you know, pretty much coming out feeling like, hey, listen, we've been warming up all day long. We are ready and locked in for this. And if young Unks can get that first goal under their belt, they're going to be feeling really, really good heading into this series. And anytime you're able to come out with this much pressure, if you're able to make it worth something, then you're going to be feeling a whole lot better about yourselves and your game plan heading into the match.
For sure. Very early stages of this game, though, to be fair.
Oh, wow.
Was scoreless until this crazy long clear. Great work together. Chip passes this one all the way up to Creamy. You saw Justice too. Wanted to get in on it. Not quite necessary. But the young Unks first on the board.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a great infield pass and a great redirect right there coming out for the young Unks. So, I mean, already showing that they've got coordination, showing that they've got maybe wisdom beyond their years. Maybe that's why they call themselves the young Unks, man. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, man, I want to do an age check on these guys. If it's like 18-year-olds calling themselves young Unks, I'm going to laugh, but... For now,
hey, I was an uncle very young, so I will say you could be a young Unk. You know, it is a thing.
Do you know what Unk means?
I mean, listen. In literal terms, like...
I think Rome's too old, guys. Oh man. Well, all right. Well, I'll explain that to Rome on the break. For now, we'll stay in this one. Lots of great energy though from the young Unks. It's more on Resolve trying to catch up, but they've been holding on to their 1-goal lead for now. Potentially 2, but a crazy save from Cash.
We're keeping this one rated E for everyone right here. All right, taking this one down. GridServe Resolve not able to make anything happen on their offensive chances just quite as neither team has really been able to get a nice footing after that first goal coming in from the Young Unks. So who knows? Maybe Grid Serve Resolve have been able to find an answer to this pressure from the Young Unks, as right now it has slowed down just a tad bit. That doesn't mean that it's over quite yet, as Young Unks put this one off the backboard, a little bit off target there. Nobody there to really follow it up, though, so that play is going to get stopped right in its tracks as it's going to be heading back the other way. Raziers this time. He's going to be trying to do what he can. Not able to, though. Unfortunately, it gets stolen back away. Raziers with the nice redirect. Looked like it was potentially on target, but the defense was there to stop it yet again. And yeah, a lot of long ball chances right now for these squads, but nothing too solid coming out just yet.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of these attempts at these passing plays come out from Resolve. That was one of the better ones, although it didn't find its way on through. But I think for now, Young Unks are very aware that that has been the name of the game for Grid Serve Resolve. A lot of those, centers, attempts at the passing plays. This is one of the better solos we've seen, but for now, Young Unks, they're really just forcing and holding on to that 1-goal lead as best as they can. You're pretty much just wasting time. Cash's shot off the sidewall, centers up to no man's land, falls in the hands of Creamy, and this is what kind of is that missing piece, is how close can Resolve hold this ball to themselves, and for now, it's just too easily taken away.
Yeah, not able to get any type of solid touches there just quite yet. Vaughn going to be going up. Got to get this defensive play, though. It is going to be Raziers there. Needing to get the clear for Resolve. So a lot of pressure from the Young Unks is coming out. Nothing quite yet is going to be there. Cash heading back the other way off the backboard.